Folks, let's take a really close look at what's going on with Harper's Bazaar and Meghan Markle, because this story has layers, and there's a lot to unpack. Harper's Bazaar, as many of you might already know, is a magazine that has been around for decades, but in recent years, it's faced challenges in staying relevant in a digital-first world where print is no longer king. Magazines like these now rely heavily on celebrity exclusives and big-name features to draw attention, to make headlines, and to convince advertisers that their platforms are worth investing in. So when a feature involves someone as high-profile as Meghan Markle, naturally the stakes are enormous. Now, Meghan Markle, the former royal who has transitioned into Hollywood and global celebrity, has always been a polarizing figure. Some admire her style, some admire her advocacy, but there's no denying that anything she touches has a way of drawing scrutiny, and in some cases, criticism, and in the case of this Harper's Bazaar shoot, controversy seems almost guaranteed. From what I've gathered through reliable sources, the behind-the-scenes story is much messier than the glossy images suggest. You see, when projects like this begin, there's usually a lot of excitement. Agents reach out, opportunities are laid out, and the initial sense of elation can be intoxicating. Everyone thinks, okay, this is going to be a smooth process, this is going to be a successful collaboration, and things are going well. But anyone who has ever worked with celebrities knows that initial optimism can evaporate quickly. There are always small glitches, little moments that don't go according to plan, and often someone has to take responsibility for them. With Meghan, sources indicate that these glitches aren't just minor, they can become major points of frustration, often directed at the people trying to manage her public image. Over the years, publicists, communications directors, and other professionals have walked away from high-profile positions after dealing with what is described as her demanding nature, her very high expectations, and her unwillingness to compromise on even the smallest details. Earlier this year, outlets such as The Hollywood Reporter and Vanity Fair highlighted this tendency, pointing out that no matter how much planning goes into a project, there is always the risk that it will unravel. The Harper's Bazaar shoot is a perfect example of this. On the surface, it looked like a major opportunity, a glamorous magazine spread, professionally produced, designed to showcase Meghan in a high-fashion light. But in reality, it exposed some of the persistent challenges she faces when collaborating with media professionals. I want to be clear here, this isn't about personal attacks. These are factual accounts from sources familiar with the project. Now, let me give you a bit of context for the visuals themselves. Meghan is deeply influenced by historical fashion imagery, and this particular shoot reportedly drew inspiration from the legendary 1962 Vogue shoot with Marilyn Monroe, photographed by Bert Stern. Monroe's shoot was groundbreaking at the time, incorporating beads, glitter, extravagant hats, and dramatic styling as she sought to reinvent her public image after leaving 20th Century Fox. Meghan, according to sources, has long admired Monroe, particularly the way Monroe curated her public persona, balancing glamour, mystique, and control over how she was presented. This inspiration is evident in the images Meghan helped create, from the styling to the poses, but the execution, according to many observers, missed the mark. Rather than appearing elegant and approachable, the images present Meghan as severe, rigid, and somewhat detached. They convey a sense of coldness, which contrasts sharply with the warmth and relatability often expected in celebrity photography. One of the more intriguing elements of this story is Meghan's role in initiating her own involvement. Reports suggest that she essentially invited herself to the shoot, despite the fact that she has a reputation for being difficult to manage in such settings. Past incidents have contributed to this perception, including highly publicized moments that drew unfavorable comparisons to other royals, creating a sense of caution among event organizers and media professionals. Harper's Bazaar, however, took on the challenge, likely seeing the potential publicity value of featuring Meghan in a high-profile fashion spread. Initially, the timing seemed perfect. The release coincided with other major events, including an appearance by Catherine, Princess of Wales, who dazzled in a green velvet gown at the Royal Albert Hall. Meghan's feature, combined with the launch of a Netflix project highlighting her personal narratives of friendship and authenticity, appeared to be strategically designed to dominate media coverage. Yet even with careful planning, the story quickly encountered complications, and the outcome was far from what anyone involved might have expected. A recurring theme with Meghan is dissatisfaction, particularly with how she is portrayed visually. Previous events illustrate this clearly. For instance, at a celebrity party hosted by Kim Kardashian, Meghan reportedly objected to certain photographs where she felt she appeared less than ideal. This sensitivity continues with the Harper's Bazaar shoot, where minor disagreements over makeup, styling, and presentation reportedly caused significant tension. Daniel Martin, a longtime makeup artist and friend of Meghan, was sidelined for this project, despite his previous collaborations. Sources indicate that small disagreements over style decisions led to him being replaced by another artist, Diane, highlighting the rigid standards and meticulous oversight Meghan reportedly maintains for her public image. Even her insistence on formal titles adds another layer of complexity. During the Harper's Bazaar interview, staff reportedly had to address her with elevated titles such as Madam or Mom, creating a strict hierarchical dynamic. The magazine attempted to accommodate her preferences, including labeling her formally as the Duchess of Sussex on the cover, which she insisted on using to assert her branding. This decision appears to reflect a broader strategy of controlling how she is perceived worldwide, particularly in contrast to her birth name or the informal use of Meghan Markle or Meghan Sussex. In her mind, this branding is crucial, but for those involved in the project, it adds pressure and complexity that can be difficult to manage. The fallout from the shoot illustrates the unpredictable nature of celebrity media collaborations. What was intended to be a major PR victory ended up highlighting the tensions and challenges inherent in working with someone who is both highly visible and highly exacting. Sources suggest that the Harper's Bazaar team invested substantial resources into the project, from jewelry to location rentals, hair and makeup, and an entire team of professionals. Yet even with such careful planning, the final product revealed cracks in the collaborative process, underscoring the difficulties of managing both creative vision and personal demands simultaneously. Ultimately, the Harper's Bazaar feature is more than just a magazine shoot, it is a case study in the complexities of celebrity culture, image management, and media strategy. It demonstrates how influence and control intersect with ambition, perception, and public scrutiny. While Meghan Markle continues to command global attention, her projects also reveal the challenges faced by the professionals who support her, the tensions created by personal branding efforts, and the sometimes unpredictable outcomes of high-profile media collaborations. For anyone interested in fashion, celebrity branding, or the inner workings of media and publicity, this story offers insight into the intricate balance between persona, presentation, and perception, illustrating that even the most meticulously crafted projects can encounter significant hurdles. In conclusion, Meghan Markle's Harper's Bazaar shoot is a revealing look at the realities behind the glamorous facade of celebrity life. It highlights the interplay between ambition, image, and perception, the challenges of collaboration in high-stakes environments, and the ways in which even carefully planned projects can go awry. For those watching from the outside, it serves as both a fascinating study and a cautionary tale, demonstrating that in the world of celebrity, nothing is ever as simple as it seems, and that even the most polished images often have stories behind them that are far more complex, messy, and human than what appears on the page or on screen.